Guys, I think that the rumor of Chimaev failing an USADA drug test is nasty. I think it's dirty. I really do. To tell you guys where this is coming from, a fight gets announced, possibly as recently as last night, that's going to be Belal Muhammad taking on Luque. How does Chimaev even get involved in this? Like, how does that rumor even start off of that announcement? Well, the deduction by the people who I think need to question their detective work, and we are going to question that in just a minute, are just saying there's no players left on the board. All the 70-pounders are booked up. Masvidal and Colby, already busy. Neil Magny, told no. Gilbert Burns tried to gain some traction. It went absolutely nowhere. You guys remember when Gilbert Burns was going to fight Chimaev, and I was telling you guys, stop with all that. Someone else needs to do that. Let's get Gilbert a different fight. Do you remember that plea that I made for you guys? That was because those two agreed to fight on social media, and they even picked themselves a date. They were going to fight like April 5th, something along these lines. April. Headlines started getting ran by all the dirt sheets saying that that fight was on because those two had agreed to it. So some of us over here are going, well, I guess, is the UFC just sign off? But they never signed off. So everywhere that we go with Chimaev, it's a different day with the same question. What is next? And moreover, what is the holdup? That is where people are deducing this USADA business. Now, hold that thought, guys. I don't want anybody to turn this off. I don't want anybody to hear a couple of words that I said, get the wrong impression or opinion, and turn the page. So let me finish this thought. The way that USADA works, what USADA used to do if you got flagged for a negative assay is they would make that public. You would then be given what's called your day in court. Now, that was a sham from Jump Street. There is no court. You will go before an arbitrator who has already found you guilty. So you now don't only have to prove your innocence, you have to get the person who's going to make the decision to say they were wrong in the first place. It was just a very tough spot. 3 guys went down, all in the same month. Nogueira, Josh Barnett, someone else. 3 guys, Junior Dos Santos, all in the same month. When they did get approved the process and show tainted supplement, absolutely no knowledge, no intent, which USADA does care about, they were all cleared. Finding anybody who's been cleared under that process is very hard to do. You can do it, but you're going to have to look. It's few and far between and many years gaps in between. 3 of them all happened in the same 30-day period. But their names were tarnished. You could go Google that right now. Their sponsors were long gone. Their rankings were pulled. The fights that they had are off the table. So USADA comes out and goes, you know what, timeout. This is a mistake. What we're going to start doing from this day moving forward, if a guy gets flagged, we're going to keep that perfectly quiet. We will inform him so he can put legal counsel together if he chooses. We're going to have the arbitration. We're going to see this thing from start to finish, soup to nuts, and only then, if he is guilty, will we ever reveal that this process even took place. I applaud USADA for that. That was absolutely the right move. Once again, I must say, I've been on the other side of the table from USADA, and take it from me when I tell you, these guys are above board. USADA really is there with the right intentions, and they're above board. And they saw this, an unintended consequence of the policies that they had, where guys could get smeared and really never have a chance to correct it. So USADA changed this. And I'm bringing that to you because people are starting this rumor on Chimaev aren't doing it because they believe he's in hot water with USADA. That's not where that's coming from, psychologically. They're frustrated that we can't get the answers that we want. Who's next? And moreover, the new it used to just be who's next. We're now in another phase of what is the holdup? Is it a weight class issue? Is he an 85-pounder? He took on Jack Hermanson, and he sure looked big. Is he a 70-pounder? Is he going to go for ranking? How many till he's in a title fight? How come Neil Magny wants to fight him and he won't do it? What about Jeff Neal's call-up? Belal Muhammad, and now Belal's got something else to do. We're getting so frustrated that we've now elected to threaten, to tease, and to discredit him by saying that he's in hot water with the United States Anti-Doping Agency. There's just no evidence to that. None. I do not agree in any dimension. Colby getting booked with Masvidal and Belal getting booked with Luque and Gilbert Burns not getting the fight in April. That doesn't equal an USADA violation. And I'll tell you, as somebody who loved to violate USADA, I can take one look. I take one look at Chimaev. There's nothing to see here. So put the rumor to rest, but the saga does continue. Because while nothing here has to do with an USADA violation, it does take two more pieces off the board. I agree. Blahal versus Luque. Two guys who never said they wanted to fight each other. Two guys who said both of them, at separate times, wanted to fight Chimaev. Now neither one is. Something is amiss. We can all agree on that. Something is amiss. Because the Chimaev experiment, which was absolutely unintentional, turned into the greatest piece of marketing I have personally ever witnessed in MMA. Chimaev get in there, bouncing between weight classes, doing it with next to no downtime. Right, the first one's gets 2 fights in 1 week at 2 different weight classes. Like, this is awesome. This is working. And that plan had no part of it that was we were going to hit the emergency brake. COVID hit. Chimaev missed a match. Chimaev got it very tough. He didn't know if he was going to make it. I mean, very tough stuff that was none of our business, but he let us be privy to. Which I think is another piece of evidence. When you have somebody who's been as open and candid with you on his personal business as Chimaev had, I think it is very underhanded. It's more than just rude. It's more than impolite. I think it's underhanded to start a rumor like that about him.